So I started hearing things about some sort of problem with Pikmin 3 Deluxe running on Switch. There were some issues. I was streaming Mario Kart yesterday, and people were saying, "Have you heard the Pikmin 3 situation?" And so I looked it up, and lo and behold, yeah, there's a whole bunch of articles and videos and things. It seems that Pikmin 3 Deluxe is struggling to run properly on Switch 2, and this has been made out to be a very dramatic problem. You know, people are saying the game is broken, borderline unplayable, and I'm thinking, oh man, that's rough. And you know, this certainly hits close to home. Pikmin 3 Deluxe, well, that's one of my very favorite Switch 1 games, so I don't want to see it in a poor state on Switch 2. I've been really excited to play some of these games on Switch 2, you know. There's been no, like, official free upgrade yet, but, like, I don't know, maybe it'll run a little bit better on Switch 2. It's happening with some of these games. You never know. So if people are having problems, if the game is broken, even borderline unplayable on Switch 2, well, then that is certainly disappointing. So I decided to get to the bottom of this myself. I downloaded the game and booted it up, and I played around with it for, I mean, maybe an hour. And yeah, I'm not seeing it. I'm not really. I mean, here's the thing. Yes, the game is having issues. Definitely. The title screen is kind of laggy. Just something about it. It's just kind of like, it's a little slow. And there are little visual glitches whenever I enter into a stage. There's usually like at least one time little like that, just kind of like a moment where just like for a couple of frames, you get this weird kind of glitch. There are other like really small little things on menus, tiny little bit of flickering or something. And I did get one crash. It happened when I was exiting to the menu. I got it. It crashed. So, like, I mean, it is unfortunate. The thing is, nothing about this I would consider borderline unplayable. I don't even know if I would call it completely broken, because, like, I don't know. Like, again, it's mostly like when I enter a stage, I get that glitch, but like I'm doing entire days, I'm doing challenge mode, and I'm seeing that like during the actual gameplay, really nothing is happening. And I will completely admit that maybe if I were to sit down, start a fresh file, play all the way through, you know, just play hours, it is possible that I would then come across a lot more glitches, you know, maybe it would crash pretty regularly. You know, if it crashed once in like an hour of playing, then like, okay, then maybe it would crash even crashing once per hour. Like that's pretty bad. I'll completely admit that. Like the game's not in a great state, and it's true. I'm seeing some other videos, and some people are experiencing worse glitches than I have been. So it could be that the experience varies from person to person. I think the thing is, I don't know. Calling it borderline unplayable seems a little disingenuous to me at this time. Maybe this is the sort of thing we need to explore a little bit more. But here's the real issue I have. Okay, like, it is possible. Maybe you're watching this and you have tried to play the game and you have come, like, what are you talking about? There's loads of glitches. Glitches are happening all over the place. You know, maybe it depends on certain areas of the game, certain levels, certain actions. Maybe if I booted up 2-player, you know, that would put more strain on the game and I would have more problems. Maybe it is possible that the game is really, really struggling a lot more than I am seeing. It's still hard for me to say borderline unplayable. Of course, if it's crashing regularly, then maybe, but I don't know, whatever. Point is, the thing is, the whole Nintendo discussion right now, it's getting a little, I don't know, it's getting a little bit icky. It's kind of like now the equilibrium is off. Enough of the discussion has become negative that now we're starting to see every single little problem through this lens of like Nintendo is awful. You know what I mean? And I know I'm probably mostly just talking about like the vocal minority in like comments and stuff, but like it's just, this is yet another thing where everyone can be like, can you believe Nintendo is selling this? Can you believe that they would allow this to happen? They're selling this game for $60. This is just another piece of evidence that shows how horrible and greedy they are. Here's the thing. Before the Switch 2 launched, Nintendo, they made this big like PDF document, and they basically gave us the status of every single Switch 1 game and like how it's going to run on Switch 2. And they gave us a list of titles. They called out each one specifically. And for many, they said, they already warned us, these games are not running quite properly on the Switch 2. We are aware of this, and we are going to fix it. So like, if Nintendo really was so nasty and greedy, I think they probably would have just put all this out, said, hey, you can play this all on Switch 2 perfectly, no problem, buy a Switch 2, that's all we want is your money, and they would have never even mentioned it again. But no, like I've got the PDF right here, and yeah, it's in the actually a lot of these games already say previously identified issues have been resolved with an update. So like they're actively fixing all of this. And for Pikmin 3 Deluxe, it says, game behavior may vary from Nintendo Switch. The entire screen will briefly turn off and on again in several scenes in the game, such as the beginning and end of a day. That's not exactly covering everything, you know, visual glitches. It's not just the screen turning off. But point is, they're pointing out that there are problems. This is planned to be fixed in the near future. Not even just nebulous sometime in the future. Like, no, like they're working on this right now. They're working on it right now. So, you know what I'm saying? It's just, that's the thing. The whole discourse, the whole discussion, we've become very, very reactionary. And I recognize that even me saying this now, I'm going to get a lot of people in the comments saying that I'm like, you know, bootlicking or whatever. I'm going to bat for Nintendo. Why are you defending them? Mario Kart is $80. You know, I'm just trying to be slightly level-headed here. I feel like we could all stand to be just a tiny, tiny bit more patient. You know, just kind of like give that knee a little pat, a little rub, a little massage, relax that knee so it's not jerking quite so suddenly and constantly. Let's just like take a breath. Just take a little bit of a breath. I don't like that Pikmin 3 Deluxe is not running quite perfectly on the Switch 2. Yes, it would be nice if I could just boot it up and it was instantly perfect. But like, yeah, okay. Yeah, there's a problem. But it's not nearly as big of a problem as it seems like a lot of people are making it out to be. And Nintendo is actively working on it right now. And Nintendo, if you're watching this, I don't know what the pipeline is, what the whole process of giving a game a performance patch. I don't know what that looks like, but I'm just saying, if you're already in the files, if you're already in there and you're fixing this issue, I just, you know, maybe could we get a performance patch? Maybe, just maybe. Can you imagine how good this game is going to look if it's running at 60 FPS, like 4K or you know, 1440, whatever? That, man, try not to get my hopes up. For all I know, they'll never do it. But I'm just saying, you're already in there. You already got the file open. Maybe, is that on the table? Maybe? Is that how you just click the button? You have like a program that says make patch that fixes game perfectly forever button. Can you hit that? Just hit it while you're in there.